Let me tell you a story. There was a day I was playing chess online. I was left with just my king and my queen. My opponent was left with only his king. And with just that queen, I was able to push his king wherever I wanted until I checkmated him. Bro, I sat back and I laughed. I said, so this is how life works. Because in that moment, I realized something. The downfall of a man and the strength of a man is always a woman. Think about it. In chess, the queen is the most powerful piece. She can move anywhere. She has influence, reach, presence. The king, he's the one you have to protect. But he can only move one square at a time, slow, limited. But put a king and a queen together, they control the board. And that's exactly how life plays out. Let's start with the negative side. History is full of men who lost everything because of women. Take for example Samson and Delilah. Samson was the strongest man alive. One swing of his arm could crush an army, but Delilah asked him the secret of his strength and he gave in. Bro, you think after the first or second time he will learn, right? But no, I got folded like cheap bread. He let desire override his discipline and that was his downfall. Look at leaders today. Presidents, celebrities, powerful men, so many of them destroyed by scandals, and not because women were demons or evil, but because those men couldn't control themselves. Even in everyday life, you probably know one guy who had potential, money, and big dreams. Then he got involved with the wrong woman, and now he's broke, stressed, and sitting at a barber shop telling stories like he's 18. Here's the truth. It's not really the woman, it's the man's weakness. It's like blaming sugar for diabetes. Sugar is just sugar. If you abuse it, you pay the price. Same with women. If you have no discipline, you destroy yourself. So no, it wasn't Delilah who destroyed Samson. Samson destroyed Samson, and that's a lesson every man needs to hear. But there's another side, a brighter side, a positive side. Some of the greatest empires were built because a man had the right woman beside him. Think about Martin Luther King Jr. His wife, Coretta Scott King, wasn't just supporting in the background. She held down the home, carried the weight of his mission, and even after he was gone, she carried his legacy forward. Think about Barack Obama. Bro, let's be real. Without Michelle, do you think Obama would have even made it to the White House? No. Michelle gave him credibility, balance, and strength. Even in normal life, I've seen men who level up because they married a woman who believed in them. She pushed him to study, to save money, to launch his business. She multiplied whatever he gave her. And that's the truth about women. They are multipliers. Give her groceries, she gives you a meal. Give her a house, she gives you a home. Give her love, she gives you children. Give her a vision, she multiplies it into legacy. But it works the other way too. Give her stress, she multiplies your headache. Give her lies, she multiplies your problems. Give her nothing, she multiplies your emptiness. So the wrong woman will drain you. Yes, the right woman will build you also. And the difference between downfall and strength, always the kind of woman you choose. And the kind of man you are when you choose her also. So it's a two-way thing. Now, why do most men fail at this? It's simple. They chase women before they chase purpose. They confuse lust with love. They enter relationships without even knowing who they are. And here's the craziest part. Most men don't even have a vision. So how can you expect her to multiply something when you haven't given her anything to multiply? It's like handing her an empty shopping bag and saying, babe, bring back dinner. She can't. Here's the line you need to remember. If a man doesn't stand on his purpose, no woman can save him. And if a man does stand on his purpose, no woman can destroy him. Bro, that's the difference between kings and clowns. Kings build themselves first. Clowns blame women for their problems. Let's go back to chess. The king moves slowly, one square at a time. He represents direction, stability, and leadership. The queen, she's fast, powerful, and everywhere at once. She represents influence, energy, and movement. A king without a queen, he can still survive, but his movements are limited. A queen without a king, she's powerful, but she has no direction. Together, they dominate the board, and that's how life works. A man must know his purpose, a woman must know her power. Together, they build an empire. Funny enough, in chess, the king looks like the most important piece, but ask any real chess player, the queen is the real firepower. Without her, you are moving slow like a Nokia phone on 2G. But without the king, the game ends. That balance everything. So let me leave you with this. The downfall of a man. The downfall of a man and the strength of a man is always a woman, but the choice is always yours. Will you be the man who falls into distraction or the man who builds with alignment? A woman can be your greatest distraction or your greatest destiny. The difference is whether you have built yourself first. That's why I created platforms like Elevate VA Space and The Field, all inside okaminalado.com, to help men and women build themselves first because when you are built right, you attract right, and when you attract right, you build an empire. So remember this: the queen is powerful, but the king must know his purpose. Together they can conquer the board, alone they are vulnerable. The downfall of a man and the strength of a man is always a woman.